Hi everyone, I'm so excited. I'm back in Budapest after a few years, with the coronavirus and everything, and just a week after my trip to Prague. And I wanted to do a quick video about Prague versus Budapest. Which one works better? Is it Prague or is it Budapest better? I will tell you a little bit more into this video. Let's talk about attractions of the two cities. Is it Budapest or Prague better? I love Budapest, it's really my heart, but I must be honest with you, Prague probably is better. There are a few reasons. The old city of Prague is absolutely an open-air museum, so beautiful. It was not bombed during the Second World War, which means most of the buildings are still there since the 5th and 6th century. Vice versa with Budapest, there are a few buildings here pretty new, maybe 50-60 years new, but still the majority of the buildings are from the Austro-Hungarian era, so about 200 years ago. Beautiful, fantastic, but not as amazing as in Prague. Also, the variety of museums in Prague, I think it's wider. This doesn't mean that there is no quality in Budapest. On the contrary, there are some amazing places to visit. I am here, for example, filming this video from the castle area of Budapest. Absolutely stunning, the garden, incredible. If you see on the back here, the chain bridge, which at the moment they are refurbishing, but if you come here probably in a few months, you will have it all for you brand new. The clear advantage of Budapest is the thermal baths. This is something unique in the world. There are amazing ones. I will put probably a couple of them into the video description. Overall, I prefer Prague, but in saying that, Budapest is really close behind. And here I am talking about restaurants and cafes. Is there any difference between the two cities? Personally, I don't think so. Probably Prague has more of a sophisticated offer where you can find beautiful, for example, bakeries, French inspired, fantastic food inside, but you also get to pay much more, almost on the level of the price of Paris itself or Milan or Munich, so the Western Europe. Budapest tends to be a little bit cheaper. Probably the food selection is not as wide as Prague, but if you stay there for 2-3 days, probably you won't even notice that. Price of the beers is almost the same, probably more expensive in Budapest, but we are talking about cents here than really anything else. In both cities there is a good selection of beers. Probably Prague is less expensive, but in Budapest you get a nice selection of IPAs and other kind of beers in locally produced breweries. Both cities offer, as I said, so much that I wouldn't consider this an element of a decision. But let's move to the next point.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history.
And here I am talking about transportation in the two cities. Now, let's talk first how to get to Prague or to Budapest. It's certainly true that there are more low-cost flying to Prague, so you'll be more likely to have a better deal flying to Prague than to Budapest. Prague is also well connected by bus, for example, going to Austria or to Germany. My last visit to Prague was €15 for a trip of 5 hours, which was absolutely a great deal. Once you are in the city, from the airport to the city, you get a bus in both cases. I think Budapest has a better connection because you can have the 100E bus, which is directly connected to the city in about 40 minutes. Meanwhile, in Prague, you need to get the bus to a metro station, and from there you get into the city. Once you are in the city, easy going. I mean, there are all kinds of transportation from tram to metro lines in both cities. You can also take one of these shared scooter. Here in Budapest you can have also a shared bike, but there is a huge difference, I think, in this case, and that comes with Prague, that has mostly cobblestone. So if you get this scooter, it will be a shaky experience, to say the least. But here in Budapest I get the bikes, easy going, and they cost about €3 euros for 1 hour, so what do you want more? Plus, in Budapest, there is one of the most beautiful metro lines in the world. Looks like being in a Harry Potter movie, and I'll show you a little bit more here in the background with the images. That's an experience to do, and this metro line starts from the historical center and it follows Andrassy Usha. But let's go to the next point.
When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time.
How is the weather in both cities? I must say very similar. Probably Budapest is warmer in summer, which is quite nice, you know, but it's not hot. You have maybe 1 or 2 weeks which can go over 30s, but usually it's not that hot. I'm now here in May and it's 25 degrees, perfect temperature for me.
Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up. Stand.
So if we compare Prague to Budapest about the currency, Prague and the Czech Republic is using the Czech koruna, meanwhile Budapest and Hungary, they use the forint. There's not much of a difference, to be honest with you. You can take the money from the ATM bank as you do in any other country. There's only one suggest, don't take the money from ATM machine like here you see on my back there, which is called the Euronet, because they charge extraordinary fees for that. Where to stay in either Budapest or Prague. Both cities have an historical center, and that's probably in both cases the best area to stay, but it could be different based on the kind of accommodation you're looking for, the kind of holiday you want, how many days. And for this reason I've done another video for both cities, one actually for Budapest and one for Prague, where I talk about the different areas where you can stay in the cities, and so you can make up your own choice. So which one works better for a trip with family and kids? You know, it's very hard choice once again. Just to be fair to both of them, I would say in summer probably Budapest, because also you can find plenty of swimming pools. There is a beautiful island which is called Margaret Island, where I am now. It's quite big island, all pedestrian, with lots of things for kids. You can come here easily, spend half a day or a full day if you go also to the swimming pool, which is huge. Prague probably better in winter because it's more compact. You have plenty of activities and things to do for kids, so you will be busy the whole day and the whole trip you are there. It's not only about attraction for kids, it's attractions for the family. How cheap is the city of Budapest compared to Prague? Well, I tell you what, Budapest is a bit cheaper than Prague, especially in accommodation. You can get some amazing accommodations in Budapest for 20-30% less than Prague. Restaurants and bars, cafes are usually more expensive in Prague, again 15-20%. There's only one thing that is much cheaper in Prague, which is the beer, half the price. This takes me to another point, which is living in the city. What about if you're thinking about moving to Prague or Budapest? Which one works best? If you're more on the budget, I would say probably Budapest, because the prices are lower for the rent and for the food, as I said. So you have, let's say, your budget is going to last longer. I like also Budapest because it's much wider, it's not that compact. So you have more of a feeling that you can explore the city. The streets are not that compact, and the city center, even if it's very busy, but nowhere as busy as Prague one, where the lanes in Prague can be really busy in the old center. They are packed with tourists, which is absolutely fine if you are the tourist and you want to visit, but if you are living there, it can be a little bit overwhelming. And this is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Put a like, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next video.